What if I told you that your income has very little to do with luck, your boss, or even your current job? What if the real secret is not to chase money, but to become the kind of person money chases? Most people ask for higher pay, but very few ask how to become more valuable. That's the difference between wishing and winning. Today, I'm going to share Jim Rohn's timeless philosophy on becoming indispensable in the marketplace. Stay with me till the end, because one insight here might completely rewrite your financial future. 1. Understanding value creation. Money flows to value always. This is one of the simplest truths in life, yet one of the hardest for people to accept because it removes excuses and places responsibility directly on personal growth. The marketplace is not emotional, sentimental, or concerned with fairness in the way people wish it were. It simply responds to value created, problem solved, and needs fulfilled. When you look at anyone who is rewarded, an entrepreneur, an artist, a leader, a professional, you are looking at someone who has figured out how to produce something that others find meaningful, useful, or transformative. This is why the right question is never, "Why don't they pay me more?" Because that question centers on entitlement, not empowerment. The better question is, how can I contribute more, create more, or become more valuable? Because that question focuses on growth, solutions, and capability. Your income, influence, and opportunities are mirrors reflecting the value you currently bring to the table. If you want those reflections to change, you must change what you bring. Value rises when contribution rises. When you help more people, solve bigger or more complex problems, eliminate friction, increase efficiency, or inspire transformation, the marketplace responds almost inevitably. It must respond because people always pay for what improves their lives. Think about any business that thrives. It either saves people time, saves people money, improves comfort, increases convenience, inspires emotion, or opens doors to new possibilities. Now consider this on a personal level. Are you someone who creates ease or difficulty, solutions or complications, clarity or confusion, growth or stagnation? The more you lean into becoming a source of solutions, progress, and positive impact, the more magnetic your presence becomes in any environment. Another overlooked truth is that value compounds. Small improvements made consistently, learning a new technique, refining a skill, mastering a tool, developing emotional intelligence, becoming more reliable, understanding human nature, accumulate into massive advantages over time. People sometimes fail to appreciate how powerful incremental value creation is because they want big, immediate payoffs. But the marketplace rewards consistent creators far more than inconsistent dreamers. If you show up daily with the intention to add value, your trajectory becomes undeniable. Money follows value, not noise, not demands, not complaints, not wishes. When you recognize this, you stop competing through hope and start competing through capability. You stop waiting for life to be fair and start becoming someone whose value makes fairness irrelevant. You stop thinking in terms of what you deserve and start thinking in terms of what you can build. Real power comes from understanding that value is not limited. You can always learn more, develop more, and contribute more. When you make this your mindset, scarcity loses its grip because you realize you can expand your worth infinitely. In every situation, ask yourself, what pain can I remove? What opportunity can I create? What process can I improve? What experience can I elevate? These questions turn ordinary performers into indispensable assets. The moment you shift from consuming value to producing it, everything changes. Money becomes a byproduct, not the goal. Recognition becomes a reflection, not a pursuit. And the world begins to see you as someone whose contributions matter because you have built yourself into someone who makes things better wherever they go. That is value creation, and the marketplace always pays attention to it without fail. 2. Developing rare and useful skills. If your skills are common, your income will be common. This is not a judgment. It is a structural truth of the marketplace. The world does not reward effort alone. It rewards effectiveness, capability, and distinction. People often wonder why they are stuck at the same level year after year, but the answer usually lies in the rarity and relevance of their skills. The marketplace pays premium wages for talents that are difficult to replace, leadership that inspires trust and direction, strategic thinking that sees beyond the obvious, communication that moves people and aligns teams, creativity that unlocks solutions, innovation that reshapes possibilities, and resilience that sustains progress through adversity. These skills are valuable precisely because they are uncommon, challenging, and built through deliberate effort. Too many people wait for opportunity, hoping that luck or timing will place them in the right room, the right company, or the right moment. But opportunity does not bow to waiting. It bows to preparation. The person who has trained, studied, practiced, and sharpened their capabilities will always outperform the person who is simply present. Developing rare skills means you become someone who can do what others cannot, or someone who can do common things at an uncommon level. This requires intentional study, deliberate repetition, and a commitment to improvement that outlives boredom, frustration, and distraction. The modern world, flooded with information and convenience, makes it easy to settle for surface-level knowledge. But mastery comes from depth. It comes from reading beyond summaries, practicing beyond comfort, and learning beyond requirement. It comes from seeking mentors, embracing feedback, experimenting with new methods, and pushing through the plateau that discourages most people. Skills that move the needle are skills that others depend on. Whether you want to be a more effective professional, a more capable entrepreneur, or a more influential leader, specialized abilities make you irreplaceable. Think of any field. The top performers are not merely hardworking, they are uniquely skilled. They understand patterns others miss, communicate ideas others struggle with, solve problems others avoid, and execute with precision others cannot match. This is why ordinary effort does not create extraordinary results. You cannot coast into greatness. You cannot maintain average habits and expect elite outcomes. To develop rare and useful skills, you must evolve, continuously, deliberately, and strategically. Seek challenges that stretch you. Choose discomfort over stagnation. Study the best in your field until their thinking becomes part of your instinct. Upgrade not only your technical abilities, but also your mental models, emotional intelligence, and capacity for complex thought. What you know matters. What you can do matters even more, but who you become in the process, disciplined, focused, resilient, adaptable, that is what ultimately sets you apart. When your skill set becomes rare, your opportunities multiply. When your execution becomes reliable, your reputation compounds. When your expertise becomes undeniable, the marketplace comes looking for you. And when you evolve into someone whose work consistently elevates the environment around you, income becomes only one of many rewards. Rare skills build confidence. Rare skills build leverage. Rare skills build freedom. And like all great achievements, they are forged through intention, discipline, and the unshakable belief that you can grow into someone extraordinary. 3. Communicating your worth effectively. Communicating your worth is one of the most essential skills for anyone who intends to rise, lead, or influence. Many people work hard, show up consistently, and execute their tasks well, yet remain undervalued, not because they lack contribution, but because their contribution is invisible. Value in the professional world is not merely what you do. It is how clearly, confidently, and compellingly others understand what you do. Your results must be articulated, not assumed. Your achievements must be communicated, not left to chance. The modern professional cannot rely on being noticed because attention is fragmented and organizations move fast. You must learn to express the significance of your work in a way that connects to outcomes, impact, and strategic goals. Speak your results, not just your responsibilities. Anyone can list duties on a job description, but few can translate actions into measurable wins. Instead of saying, "I completed the task," say, "I improved the process, reduced inefficiency, sped up delivery time, increased customer satisfaction." Satisfaction, protected the company from risk, or drove revenue. Speak the language of value, the language of outcomes. Communicating your worth does not mean bragging. It means providing clarity. It means making your contribution legible to decision-makers who cannot see every detail of your effort. Influence is not given. It is communicated. Promotion is not gifted. It is justified. Recognition is not luck. It is the natural result of making your impact clear to the right people. Professionals who excel at this are not louder. They are more intentional. They present their ideas with structure, negotiate their needs with confidence, document their wins regularly, and ensure that the people who rely on them understand the true scale of their contribution. Remember this: your voice is part of your value. If you don't own your narrative, someone else will shape it for you, often with less accuracy and less generosity. Communicate early, communicate consistently, and communicate strategically. Articulate your goals, your progress, your challenges, and your triumphs. When you make your value unmistakable, the world responds accordingly. 4. Delivering more than you're paid for. Delivering more than you're paid for is not about exploitation, it is about acceleration. It is one of the timeless laws of career growth, wealth creation, and personal advancement. The fastest way to earn more is to become someone whose contribution naturally exceeds their current compensation, because the marketplace eventually adjusts to high value the same way gravity responds to mass. When you give more, do more, and contribute beyond the minimum, you create what is known as value asymmetry, the gap between what you give and what you receive. That gap is where advancement lives. Going beyond what is expected doesn't mean overworking yourself into exhaustion. It means elevating the standard by which you operate. It means showing initiative instead of waiting for instruction, solving problems instead of reporting them, and leaving things better than you found them. Excellence is never accidental. It is intentional effort, delivered consistently. When you outperform, people notice, clients talk, colleagues rely on you, leaders trust you, and doors open that were previously invisible. The person who consistently does more than required becomes indispensable, and indispensability leads to leverage. Leverage leads to negotiation power, new opportunities, and higher compensation. Yet the principle goes deeper than work ethic. It's a mindset. People who deliver more than they're paid for understand that they are not working for a company. They are working for their own reputation. They know that every task is a chance to create proof of their character, precision, creativity, and discipline. They recognize that opportunities often arrive disguised as extra responsibilities. The world remembers those who exceed expectations because they are rare. The masses do the minimum to avoid criticism. The leaders deliver excellence to cultivate distinction. When you adopt this principle, you become the type of person the marketplace competes for. The law of value accumulation states that when you give more than you get, eventually you get more than you gave. Your effort compounds, your reputation compounds, your opportunities compound. Delivering more than you're paid for is not just a strategy for advancement, it is an investment in the future version of you, the version who earns more because they have become more. 5. The market rewards excellence. The marketplace is not fair, but it is accurate. It does not always reward effort, time, or desire. It rewards excellence, mastery, consistency, and the ability to solve meaningful problems better than most people can. Those who rise are not simply the ones who want it more, they are the ones who have developed themselves into individuals who can produce value at a level the world willingly pays for. Winners do not wait for perfect conditions, external validation, or lucky breaks. They upgrade themselves, they refine their skills, strengthen their discipline, deepen their knowledge, and raise their standards. They understand that circumstances may be unpredictable, but personal mastery is within their control. The marketplace is a mirror that reflects your current level of value, not your potential, intentions, or dreams. If you want better opportunities, you must become the kind of person who attracts them. Success is not something you chase. It is something you magnetize through excellence. When you focus on mastery, you become known for reliability, precision, and quality. Your work begins to speak for you. Your name becomes associated with results. Excellence is a magnet because it is scarce. Most people settle. Most people do just enough. Most people rely on experience instead of improvement. But the person committed to excellence stands out immediately, even in a crowded industry. They are the ones people refer, promote, and advocate for. They are the ones chosen when stakes are high and quality matters. Excellence does not guarantee instant rewards, but it guarantees eventual recognition. It shifts you from competing to dominating, from chasing opportunities to selecting them. The principle is simple: elevate yourself, and the world elevates its response to you. Become excellent, relentlessly, consistently, unapologetically. An opportunity will find you because the market always seeks those who can perform at the highest level. Jim Rohn said it best: you don't get paid for the hour, you get paid for the value you bring to the hour. So don't wish for easier circumstances, wish to elevate yourself. Become more valuable, and your rewards will rise to meet you. Success isn't about chasing money. It's about becoming someone worthy of earning it. Keep growing, keep improving, and the marketplace will never forget your name.